Alright guys, and welcome to the video. So today I'm going to go through all the information I found regarding update 8 for Hell Let Loose. So some of this may or may not actually end up making its way into update 8. There's a lot of information out there about what could be in update 8, so bear with me and let's go through everything that I've found. So first up, we're getting some overhauls to various roles and systems in the game. We know the engineer and support roles are being overhauled. We know some of the new equipment that the engineer will get, which I'll let you know later on. But for the support role, not entirely sure how that's going to change. We know that a new supply system will be added into the game with a new ammunition system. In the latest dev briefing, we were showed off the new logistics vehicle being driven around the overhauled Hurtgen Forest, and you can see in the bottom right corner that this truck holds 2 supply crates. Now I'm guessing a supply crate will hold, a certain value of supplies to it. The logistics truck must drive to a location, drop off a crate, and drive back to headquarters to get another crate. Kinda similar to how squad works with its logistics system, where you have to keep doing this logistics loop of driving towards the front to drop down supplies so people can build things, and then driving back to headquarters to get more, and then drive back to the front. I really do not like this system in squad, so for Hell Let Loose I hope that this isn't the only way to get supplies to the front lines. I still hope that the support role can place down supplies. I haven't got any more information on what the ammunition systems overhaul is going to be about. Maybe the rifleman will no longer drop an ammo box, maybe it will, or maybe you'll be able to get ammo back from certain supply crates, or you can build like ammo boxes with these supplies. I guess we'll have to wait for the update. We will also be getting bullet penetration, and how bullet penetration will work will be based on the type of ammo fired and the object itself being penetrated. Certain rounds, more likely the larger caliber rounds, will be able to penetrate multiple objects, and once a bullet has penetrated something, the damage value for that bullet will be lowered. So from what we know, all weapons will be able to penetrate fabric, paper and glass. Small rounds will be able to penetrate thin wood and plaster, and larger rounds will be able to penetrate thick wood, some walls and sheet metal. You can see in this image that yellow is something that all rounds can penetrate, orange is what small rounds can penetrate, and red is what large rounds can penetrate. The next overhaul we're getting is to grass, and yes, I mean just grass. But this could actually be like a really big change for the game, because with this overhaul, the grass will look better, we'll be getting improved performance of the game, and the grass will render at longer distances. So how this could really affect the game is simply going prone. Going prone to hide from fire or to be sneaky could now actually work, because the grass is going to render in from further away. You could now be a bit more stealthy by going prone and crawling around. So don't just laugh at this grass overhaul. It could change how the game is played quite a bit. And the next overhaul we're getting is a new hitbox system. So I think any player in the game has come across a time when usually they're playing as the Germans, they've shot usually like the Kar 98 or like an MP40, and it's just not doing anything. Or if you're playing as the Americans, you've been shot, your guy has made the he's been hit noise, and you can see blood spurt out of you, but you're still alive, you haven't been injured. That's because there's something going wrong with the hitbox system, so they are looking into that and going to change it. One thing they're going to change is that there's going to be damage based on what limb has been hit. So they've said that this should help to naturally balance the bolt action rifles with the semi-auto rifles, and help to improve the submachine guns. One of the next big things we're getting in update 8 will be tweaks to sounds, positional audio, new voice lines, new footstep sounds, bullet impacts, tank explosions, grenades, mines and bomb and run sounds. They recently released a new video showing off some of these new sound effects and visual effects in the new Hurtgen Forest overhaul. The devs will be continually improving the third-person animations to make them a bit more fluid. You must have noticed when you're watching someone and he goes to vault over something, it looks a bit janky sometimes, even though from their perspective it can be a bit fine. So hopefully this will just improve that experience there. We will be getting a melee system in the game, but I can't confirm if Update 8 is going to have this or not. And I'm kind of wondering what they're going to do for melee. Are they going to put in a new weapon like a knife or something like that, so you have to switch to it, or will it just be a simple, rifle butt attack? Personally, I prefer just a rifle butt attack, or being able to put a bayonet onto a weapon and just being able to stab with that. I don't think the game needs an extra piece of equipment to scroll down to pull out a knife or something and stab someone with. Now onto some new content we're getting. So we know we're getting the grease gun for the US forces, which is a 30 round SMG, and the devs have said this is going to feel very similar to the MP40. We're getting satchel charges, which will be unique for the engineer role. To use these you have to actually place them down, but you have to set a fuse timer for them, which you can set to either 30, 60 or 120 seconds. They'll be able to destroy vehicles, and now they said they'll be able to clear buildings. So by this, maybe they'll mean that the explosion radius will actually carry up through buildings and take people out, on the floors above the ground floor or above the first floor for you Americans out there. Or maybe, and hopefully, we'll be getting some sort of destruction in the game. They haven't talked about destruction like that, so I kind of doubt that, unfortunately. But one thing they've said is they'll be able to also destroy fortifications, which will be things that the engineers can drop down. So hopefully they'll be able to destroy things like tank traps. The engineer will also be getting a blowtorch, which is what the new repair tool will be. The wrench will move from being a repair tool to a building / placement tool. And the engineer will also be getting a hammer, which the devs have said is a tool to upgrade fortifications. So I'm not sure entirely what they mean by this. So maybe if you put down, say, a barbed wire, will there be like an upgraded version of barbed wire you can use the hammer to upgrade it to? Or will the wrench place down almost like a blueprint of where they want something to be, and the hammer will then build it up? When I have information on that, I will let you guys know. We'll be getting some new vehicles as well. So again, we're getting transport vehicles and logistics vehicles. Also, for the tanks, there'll be changes made to the vehicle vision port, just to make that a little bit better. We will also be getting some new map assets, and by that I mean it'll be things like trees, boxes, maybe houses, just the things that are dotted around the map. They'll be improving those, maybe putting those into Hurtgen Forest. Before we know, they could be upgrading some things on the older maps, just little slight changes here and there. The tank roles are going to be getting unique tank uniforms, so I'll be showing those on screen for you now. And Update 8 will also bring new cosmetics for roles across the board. They've teased some here and there after they dropped Update 7, but we don't have a list of all these new cosmetics being added. Update 8 will also bring some HUD and user interface updates, and one of these things we'll be getting is the unit designation system. So when you create a squad in game, you'll be able to mark it as an offensive, defensive, logistics or artillery squad. You'll also be able to mark your squad as a VoIP only squad. So if you're going to join one of these squads, make sure you got a microphone set up, because the squad leader may end up just kicking you out. We'll also be getting an expanded level cap, but I don't know what level that'll be expanded to, because currently we're limited to 100. Also, The Unreal Engine that the game uses, Unreal Engine 4, will be upgraded to 4.25. I believe that's going into update 8, but I'm not 100% on that. And one thing that's been noted in the roadmap is that we're going to be getting a Discord and Steam integration with Hell Let Loose, but I've got no information on what that will be. The Steam integration could simply just be achievements or the Steam trading cards. Yeah, who knows, we'll have to wait and see for that one. And now, as I said earlier, Hurtgen Forest is getting overhauled. Hurtgen Forest was one of the first maps added into the game, so now we're going to get a huge overhaul. You can see from the various screenshots I'm showing you that it looks very different, and in my opinion, thankfully, the damn fog is going away. I really hate the fog on Hurtgen Forest, so thankfully it's going. One thing that a lot of people don't really remember, I think, but on the 24th of July, the devs actually announced they were working on 3 new maps. And on the 24th of July, they said map 1, they called it, was approximately 75% complete. Map 2 was 15% complete. And map 3 was 55% complete. We already knew at this time that Hurtgen Forest was being overhauled. So Hurtgen Forest, I'm going to say, is not one of these 3 maps. So update 8 could bring an extra map. If that map was 75% complete back in July, then it's going to have progressed since then, so that could be ready for update 8. So that's all the information I have on what update 8 can bring. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe for more Hell Let Loose content, and I will see you on the next one, and thank you for watching.